Let's also welcome on board Dinesh Kumar Khara, the MD at SBI, to answer exactly these questions. Mr. Khara, firstly, wishing you and your entire team at SBI a very happy new year from all of us. Okay, now, just recapping, sir, what 2018 has been, and it's clearly been a mixed year with credit offtake taking a hit, NPA resolutions, high provisioning. As we enter 2019, what is it that you're expecting? Do you sense that these problem areas would ease a bit?
Well, of course, I think as far as 2019 is concerned, I would say that it's a year full of hope. And I would rather say that the 2018 towards the later half, we have started seeing that as far as NPA issues are concerned, they are approaching towards resolution. So that's a very positive sign. That also has changed the climate as far as the NPAs are concerned. Many of the borrowers have started coming forward for offering the resolutions much before the accounts are turning NPAs. So partly it is also on account of the February 12 circular, wherein the banks are required to start monitoring from SMA 0 level, and it comes under the radar as far as the stress assets are concerned. So naturally, on the part of borrowers, there is an attempt to ensure that they are in a position to manage their cash flows better and avoid any kind of a default situations. So I would say that one, of course, the behavior on the part of the borrower has improved significantly, and second, the resolution pace which was seen towards the later half of 2018 expected to get further accelerated in 2019, and I think it will augur very well for the public sector banks in general and for State Bank in particular.
Right. Mr. Khara, experts believe that, stressed asset recognition cycle is nearing the end. Do you think that 2019 could be a inflection point? Because already the figure of 1 lakh crore rupees recovery from IBC is being talked about in 2019. Could we see large write-backs in the coming year?
We are hoping for that. And I would say that whatever resolutions have gone through the IBC last year, there the resolution percentage is almost as high as about 46% kind of a resolution has happened. So that is a very positive sign. And if you look at the system level provisioning also, so I think to a greater extent public sector banks have insulated themselves by providing adequately for all the NPA assets which have been referred to the IBC, and apart from that, we are also hoping that in the current year, the Shashakt, which is actually a resolution platform outside IBC, even that is also expected to be activated in the year 2019. So I'm sure that some of the assets can also be resolved even outside the IBC process as well with the help of Shashakt in the year 2019.
Right. So with the government announcing a recapitalization now for the banking sector, Mr. Khara, could we finally see some spurt coming in credit growth? And do you see any signs of a pickup coming in?
See, actually in the second half of 2018 onwards, we are witnessing an increase in the credit growth as far as State Bank of India is concerned, and even at the system level also, the credit growth is higher than that of the deposit growth. In case of State Bank of India, if I can share the numbers, it is at about 14% kind of a credit growth which we are seeing, and we have seen as far as the deposit growth is concerned, it is somewhere around 7%, 8%. So that is a kind of a growth numbers which we have witnessed in the last second half of 2018 calendar year. So I would say that we expect the similar kind of a growth trajectory to be seen in the year 2019 as well. So the sectors which have witnessed the growth are part of it is coming from the infrastructure, like the road sector in particular, and we are also seeing some kind of a growth in the cement sector. So, and apart from that, NBFCs and the services sector also have witnessed a growth. But yes, of course, NBFC has gone through a bit of a tough phase in the year 2018, and so naturally, the banks have become very particular in terms of ensuring the quality lending. So they are very careful in terms of selecting the risk. So, but nevertheless, the good quality risk in the NBFC sector are in a position to raise money from the banking sector.
Right. So to meet the funding requirement of the improved credit demand, are you also looking at raising funds, Mr. Khara? Because reports are suggesting that the process to appoint merchant bankers for a 20,000 crore rupee QIP have already been initiated. Could you give us some color, the timeline, by when can we expect this kind of a sizable fundraising?
Yeah, we have actually taken this. This is more like an enabling provision which has been put in place, and we will be watchful in terms of the market conditions, and also if we continue to see the growth trajectory, because as of now we are quite comfortable in terms of our capital adequacy, but if we continue to see the growth trajectory going forward, we will be approaching the capital market also and raising the money from the capital market.
Right. So how is it that you see lending and deposit rates moving in 2019? Could 2019 finally be the year of net interest margin improvement?
We are hoping that as far as considering the current growth in the credit, we are quite hopeful that we will continue to witness the similar kind of a growth going forward also. So normally, and as far as the interest rate scene is concerned, over there I would say that we are expecting that at least there would be some rate cut which we expect sometime in February onwards, because the inflation numbers have already come to about 2.3%, and it will have an impact, because when it comes to RBI and the last MPC decision in terms of the calibrated tapering, that is what they had indicated. But now, since the inflation numbers have come to 2.3%, we are hoping that it will come to a situation where the policy rates might come down, and if the policy rate comes down, we are hoping that there will be a softening of the MCLR. But normally, what I would say is the lending rate is more of a function of the deposit rate more than anything else. So as I just mentioned that the lending growth is much higher as compared to the deposit growth, so it might have an impact on the deposit rates partially, but which might have impact the lending rates also. But eventually I feel that with the policy rates coming down, at least we are hoping at least another 50 basis point reduction in the policy rates in the year 2019.
Right. So, with the jolt that the NBFC sector got, could there be some business shifting to banking space? And you being the largest, could that help in improving growth rates for you in the near term?
Well, as far as NBFC sector is concerned, it is quite a dispersed sector. If you really look at it, all kind of NBFCs are there, more than 11,000 odd NBFCs. But some of the NBFCs are actually very good. So I would say that those which are good, who are in a position to have a balanced ALM, who are in a position to raise long-term liabilities, who have been in a position to have a multiple source of funding, they would be much better placed in the year to come. And the other NBFCs may eventually have a business model where whatever they are underwriting, they will be probably offering as the pool purchase to various banks, and that kind of a model will probably help them in sustaining their operations going forward. I think it is going to come through NBFC sector in particular. We are expecting that even the regulator also might come out with some kind of a ALM norms which are as granular as it is for the banking system. That is what we are expecting, because if we really analyze the problem which NBFC sector has faced, it is more to do with the quality of the liquidity, not the liquidity per se. So I think that quality of liquidity aspect will get addressed if at all regulator comes out with the granular prescriptions for the ALM.
Right. We've also seen a lot of states announcing farm loan waivers, Mr. Khara, which is not good for credit discipline and could strain the banking sector. Do you see this as a big threat stepping into election year?
Well, of course, on the part of the banking system also, there is a conscious effort in terms of when it comes to agri loan, how to go for the asset-backed loans in the agri sector and also to go for the gold loans. So basically risk mitigated products are something which are becoming the focus for many of the commercial banks. So I think going forward, yes, of course, when it comes to agri loan waiver, there are certain concerns, but yes, at the same time banks also are trying to get into space which remains commercially viable for them.
Right, and how soon can we expect a divestment like stake sale in SBI Life? How much funds do you expect to raise if indeed this stake sale happens in 2019?
See, divestment in the non-core sector is something which is being talked about. Well, as far as we are concerned, we have identified few such opportunities and will be looking for raising money in the year 1920, and we have done it in the past also, and we will continue to maintain our efforts for raising money through the subsidies where we have invested over the period of time. And well, of course, our ability of raising money will also be a function of the market situation at the material point of time. But yes, of course, at least some of the opportunities are being actively pursued by us.
Okay, Mr. Khara, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today and giving us the outlook for not just SBI but the overall banking and credit system as well as we step into a new year.